this one first. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Power and Grace Online. My name is Eileen, and I have created a 25-minute vinyasa flow. And I created it with you in mind, hoping that you would be able to take and modify, lengthen, or shorten the practice to suit your needs, and most importantly, to find some time to get on your mat each day and find some peace and calm. So let's get started. Let's start in a comfortable seated position. And before we begin, let me just say to remind you that before beginning any physical exercise program, you should always consult with your medical professional. So we'll come to a comfortable cross-legged position. And the first thing that we'll do here is connect with the breath. So allow yourself to just find a comfortable seat. Let your hands rest comfortably in your lap. And as you begin to breathe, feel yourself become more and more deeply relaxed. With each breath, allowing the shoulders to stay lifted but relaxed, feeling the contrast between the softness as the muscles relax and the energy of the lifted, lengthened spine. Either soften the gaze or gently close the eyes and begin to breathe. Focus your attention lightly on the breath. So this breath will motivate the practice, and we will return to this breath again and again and again. Continue to breathe. This time as you inhale, take a really full breath, expanding the lungs in all directions. And as you release, just allow yourself to hear the audible exhale. Feel the release. We spend 50% of our time giving. Inhale. Receive. 50% of our time taking. So find that balance between the inflow and the outflow. Maybe bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand over your heart. Find softness and stillness and feel the vibration of your breath. As we begin the physical practice, each pose will have a corresponding breath. So every movement has a breath. And you'll feel at times, inhale and exhale, you'll feel at times the breath begin to come short and high in the chest. If the effort of the pose begins to overwhelm you, come back to this place. Come back here. Come back home. Inhale, exhale. And allow the breath to feed the pose rather than having the pose steal the breath. Exhale your hands gently back into your lap, palms face up, gesture of receiving. Relax through the jaw, relax through the head, the neck, and the shoulders. This time when you exhale, keep your lips closed, keep the lips together. You may hear an audible exhale with that. And take 3 more centering breaths here. Feeling peaceful already, feeling grounded. And on your next inhale, gently open the eyes and sweep the arms high. Raise the arms, let the palms connect. Press the palms against each other and just briefly activate the bicep muscle. Feel the muscles awaken. Feel the body awaken. Gently lower the hands, thumbs to heart. Namaste, hand position. Namaste means the light, the divine light that lives within my heart, my soul, my spirit, sees and honors the divine light within you. And when I see your light and you see mine, the distance between us is diminished and we are one. Gently bowing chin to chest. Letting the hands fall to the lap one more time. Connecting to the breath, establishing ease. Relaxing the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades melt down the back body. Lift chin to sky. Just tilt the chin up and lengthen through the front of the neck. Exhale back to center. And we'll float the arms high one more time. Let the palms connect in the space above the crown of the head. Activate the bicep one more time. And let the thumbs come back to rest at the heart center, palms pressed together. Namaste, bowing. And we bow here to all beings everywhere. Let's let our shared intention for practice be that all beings everywhere are happy and free, healthy and whole. Namaste. Inhale and take one more breath, release it up. Nice, deep, big breath, stretch. Reach without arching. Exhale the thumbs back. And we're gonna rise to stand here. So let your hands fall by your sides to support you and press you up to standing. And find your way to the top of your mat, into mountain pose. So we'll begin in Tadasana, mountain pose. I love the Sanskrit expression of Tadasana because the first two syllables are ta-da, here I am. So allow your pinkies and your thumbs to be as far apart from each other as they might be. Stretching through the palms, wiggle the fingers. Awaken, relax, have fun in your body. Welcome the sensation that all is well. You're gonna bend into the knees and deeply bend and rise to come up to stand. Let's take 3 just like this. Connect the breath and the movement. Bend into the knees, deeply rise to stand. Down to go up, right? Exhale, bending into the knees, arms reach. Palms touch. And once more, coming to Namaste, hands to that prayer position, bowing chin to chest. Invoking spirit, may this practice be an opportunity for healing for all. Exhale, taking your first forward bend of the day. Now you might have your block handy. If you don't have your block, it's no problem because the bend in your knee is your block. It brings the floor safely closer to you. So if it's appropriate for you to bend your knees or heel toe out a little bit, absolutely take that action. Soften as you lengthen. The temptation is to lengthen too much too soon. Try easy instead of trying hard. Try a little less. Practice note, when you rise to stand with a rounded spine, soft knees is a good measure to take to safely protect the background all the way up. Inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, palms to heart. Pause and gather, chin to chest. One more time to bend forward. One more time, soft knees, rounded spine. Maybe the palms touch. Maybe you bend so deeply into the knees the palms can touch. And we'll add on here to the flat back and the straight legs of the halfway lift. The gaze lifts, but the jaw stays relaxed. Inhale, rise to stand, come all the way up. We'll take our mountain pose again here. So let the thumbs come to heart, then let the hands fall down by the sides. Pinkies extend away, broaden through the collarbone. Tuck the tailbone slightly under. Lift the left toes and set them down. Lift the right toes and set them down. In mountain pose, it's stability over flexibility. Come up on the balls of your feet. Just lift up onto the balls of your feet, onto your tippy toes, and set your heels back down. Bending into the knees, rise all the way up. Exhale, this time it's a swan dive. Exuberance, drop the head, look back between the legs, forward fold. Inhale to add on the half lift. Ritual here, right? One more time, we'll rise to stand and put it all together. Inhale, arms reach, mini back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. This time, step back to the top of your push-up position. Back with the left, back with the right. But we'll drop the knees right in. First plank pose, let's modify. Drop the knees and the toes point back. Rotate the elbows in. Take a minute to rotate the elbows in. Internal rotation to activate the tricep. Engage the core. Tuck the abdominals in. And then begin to lower. Soft bend in the elbow. Feel the pelvis and the belly button touch down. Feel the low ribs, but keep the upper ribs lifted for baby cobra. Inhale and exhale. Feel the tricep active. Pressing back to our first down dog, shift the hands of handprint back toward the rib cage and shift the hips high to sky for downward facing dog. Step the feet to adjust your stand, your base, stability over flexibility, and slowly lower the heels back. Lengthen the shoulder heads off the wrists. Softly bend into the knee, preparing to walk to the top of the mat.
Short little steps. Tent the fingers as you come to the top of the mat to protect. Tent the fingers. Soft knees, rounded spine. We're going to lift halfway. Look up and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Drop the head. Pause here. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Bend into the knees. Soft knees, rounded spine. Come all the way up to stand. Arms reach. Mini back bend. Exuberance. Joy. Exhale, thumbs to heart. Peace. Calm. Right hand over your heart. Left hand over your right. Compassion. And an offering for someone who needs a little light their way. Our practice of compassion lifts us in spirit. Bend into the knees, down to go up. One sun breath here, arms reach. Exhale, seal the intention with a forward bend. Hands come to the earth, soft bend in the knee if you need it, hands to the block, or palms come flat if you're feeling flexible. Legs lengthen, if that's available and appropriate for now. Inhale, look up and lengthen, lift halfway. Exhale to fold, top of a push-up position. This time you can decide to keep the knees lifted or drop the knees. I'm going to drop my knees for softness and slowly lower the body down. Maybe it's plank chaturanga, maybe it's knees, chest, chin. But we'll meet in Sphinx pose. So walk the fingertips to the edge of your mat and let the forearms be flat. Walk yourself back a little bit if you need to so that you've got a nice alignment of wrists off elbows, shoulders off elbows. Look left and right. Stablest of the back bends, Sphinx pose with the forearms anchoring the torso so you can activate the tops of the feet and lift the kneecaps. Feel the quadricep hug the bone. Lift the chin ever so slightly and then let the gaze come back to neutral. Relax the knees into the mat. Soften the belly. Feel the contrast between your active practice and your softness. Slowly lower the chest to press the hands back for downward facing dog. Curl the toes under. Shift hips to sky. Inhale, look between the hands and slowly walk the feet up. You're going to come all the way up to stand. Inhale, the arms reach. Palms touch. Thumbs to heart at namaste. Here, just make note that this could be a complete morning practice. This could be a total practice for the day that will set the tone, it'll increase your flexibility, and it will change everything in probably 15 minutes or less. Might think about making this a stopping point and having every day this type of a daily practice, incorporating it in. But we don't have to stop now, so let's continue on. Bending into the knees, down to go up, arms reach. Full sun salute here. Exhale, swan dive, folding all the way forward. Palms maybe connect, hamstrings lengthen or not. Soft bend in the knee if that's appropriate. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Stepping to the top of a push-up position, plank chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Your call. Your call. Find your back bend here. We're ready for upward facing dog. If that's for you, you might lift the kneecaps. It might be that the only points on the mat are hands and feet, or maybe your knees are softly down. Exhale to press back to down dog. We're gonna add on here. Look between your hands, and you're gonna send the right foot way up. Maybe right leg floats high before you bend into right knee. If the right foot stops halfway, right hand gives it a ride. We're gonna drop the back knee here together. So drop the back knee, and prepare for airplane arms. On the inhale breath, release the hands, send the arms back behind, and open your heart. Gentle arch in the back as you open your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, surrender forward. Lift up in the back knee and send the right foot back. Now we're in plank pose together here, so you can decide if you want to drop the knees, plank lowered slowly down in one motion, or that modified plank. Pressing to your back bend when you're ready. Maybe finding full expression of upward facing dog. Exhaling, back to down dog. Second side, look between the hands. We're gonna send the left foot way up. Maybe left leg floats high first, bending into left knee. Send the left foot forward. Maybe tent the fingers if you need that little extra bit of room, and drop the back knee. Toes point back, preparing to release the hands from the mat. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift, airplane arms, open the heart.
Open the heart. Let the sun shine in. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale to surrender forward.
Once again, stepping that left foot back, lifting up on that right knee. You'll find yourself in plank, plank chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. One more vinyasa to your back bend. Back to downward facing dog. We're going to drop to knees here, toes pointing back, hips to heels, child's pose. So as you rest in child's pose, find that inward focus again. Notice if you've lost the thread, the flow of breath and movement, and bring it back in. Come back to that still voice within, that place of peace and calm, where all is well. 3 deep breaths here. This is another place in the home practice where you might say, that was a nice home practice. I'll finish with child's pose and move on to my day. All kinds of spots along the way to get off the train, but the most important thing is that you get on. Inhale, look between your hands. We're shifting back to downward facing dog, hips to sky. Softly walk the feet up. Soft little bend in the knee, tent the fingers as you get there. Inhale, arms reach, rise to stand. Exhale to a mini back bend and surrender forward. Forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to the top of a push-up here, one more time. Plank chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. I'm going to drop my knees, rotate my elbows in so I get that extra work from my tricep muscle. Pressing to your back bend. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. We're going to modify our sun salutation A here, adding a half Hanuman. So look between your hands, send the right foot up. If you want to float the right leg high before you send it up, you can take that action. Dropping the back knee. Now for me, I like my blocks for my half Hanuman. If you don't have the blocks, it's no problem. You just make sure you give yourself enough of a bend in the knee to support the position that you're in. So if you have your blocks, hands to blocks, going to begin to take the bend out of the forward knee. You're going to move slowly. My heel toe the foot up a little bit and shift the heels back. But the signature of this, the signature of the half Hanuman is the lifted chest. You don't want to round and compress over your straight leg, but rather lift the heart, flex the foot. 2 ways to deepen in here. You can flex the foot a little deeper. You can flex the foot a little deeper, or you can bring your right hand into the fleshy part at the top of your right thigh near the hip crease and press down. You'll feel the hamstrings sing a little bit here. 3 deep breaths connect the breath and the movement. If you notice that the pose is stealing the breath, feed the pose with breath. Exhale, set the right foot down, clear your blocks. Practice note, we never transition on the blocks. You need the safe, stable connection to the floor to move in and out of the poses. Lift up on the back knee. We're going to skip the vinyasa here. Step right back to downward facing dog. Center your feet. Reclaim center. Look between your hands and then look back at your toes. Thank your feet for all the cool places they brought you. And then send the left foot up. Maybe left foot floats high before you set it down, dropping the back knee. Bringing the blocks in if you're using them. And beginning to take the bend out of that forward leg. So again, we heel toe a little bit and then the foot lifts. And if you want to deepen in, 2 ways to do it. You can flex a little deeper into that foot. Or you can bring your left hand into your hip crease, that fleshy part at the top of the thigh, and press. And you'll feel the hamstrings sing a little bit. Working as always to the edge of your flexibility, but never the edge of your pain. Exhale to come out, set the foot down, clear the blocks. You're going to lift up on that back knee. We're stepping right back to downward facing dog. Send the left foot back. Gonna look between your hands, and soft little feet are gonna walk all the way up to the top of the mat. And again, we found a beautiful stopping off point. We found a beautiful now almost 20-minute practice here. Exhale, thumbs to heart, pause and gather. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. We'll bend into the knees one more time, down to go up.
We're going to come to our goddess squat here. So you can heel toe out to full mat space. If you need your hands to support you as you come into that camper squat, you can absolutely reach forward and let your hands support you. You can always come down to sitting and lift yourself into the squat from that position. Find your squat here, and you might even be able to take your elbows and press a little more openness into your inner thighs by pressing the elbows to the knees. Lengthen through the spine. If you find yourself rounding too much in your spine, you can always sit right on a block. And if sitting on the block doesn't create the lengthened spine, you sit right down on the floor. So let's meet, sitting on the floor, coming all the way down onto the floor, clearing your block if you're on it, coming to sit in a cross-legged position. We're just going to take a quick spinal twist before we come into our bridge pose and our closing sequence. So inhale and find your right hand on your left knee, left arm back behind. Looking over left shoulder to deepen the gaze. Inhale, prepare, and exhale, transition. Left hand comes to right knee, right arm back behind. Let's take this stretch one more time, each side. Move through the air as if it's very thick. Looking over left shoulder. Transitioning, second side. And from here, you come all the way onto your back, If you have your block, have it handy. So we're gonna, closing sequence will be bridge, shoulder stand, plow. If that's not for you, there'll be modifications offered a little along the way. So just find your way onto your back, have your block handy, and come into your bridge base. So all the way back, one vertebra at a time. Feet are about a hip's width apart. Arms are down by the sides, palms face up. And just gently begin, with the block handy, begin to lift the pelvis. You might tuck the shoulders under, and you might slide the block right underneath your tailbone. There's a sweet spot there. Feel that nice relaxation and that restoration in bridge pose. If you want the more active pose, if you're here for a little more heat, then you tuck the shoulder blades under, clasp the hands, and lift even higher. Exhale to lower down. And as you lower down, set the tailbone down. You're going to bring your feet to the edges of your mat and let your knees fall in toward one another. So the feet are at the outer edges of your mat. Widen the stance and let the knees fall in toward one another. Nice full breath here. We'll take this 3 rounds. And those of us who have wheel in our practice, inhale up to your bridge pose, either supported by the block or tucking the shoulder blades under and clasping the hands. Those of us who have wheel in our practice might take it on the 3rd repetition. Exhale, lower. Walk the feet out to that nice wide mat space and let the knees fall in toward each other. Recover. Last time here, lifting up into the expression of your choice. I like the supported bridge. I like the restorative element here. Exhale to come out. Lower the tailbone. Heel toe out. Full mat width. Knees fall in. If you're taking the shoulder stand here, you might kick your feet up and catch your hips in your hands. If you'd rather come right to happy baby, you can take that expression too. Yogi's choice. We'll all meet in happy baby eventually. Those of us taking plow might send the toes back behind. Take care. Watch out for the neck. Plow is one of those poses that if it's in your practice and it's safe and appropriate for you, you should take it. And if it's something that's new and you need to consult with your yoga teacher to work on bringing it into the practice, then make sure you take those safe measures. And we'll all meet together in our happy baby. Hands either on the instep or the outside razor's edge of the feet. Now bring the soles of the feet together. And drop the feet, soles of the feet still pressed together to the mat. Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the legs just fall open. Right hand over your belly, left hand over your heart. allow yourself to feel the shift in energy from activity to rest. Yoga is about all of it. The heat of activity, the calm and the peace of stillness, and the sweet places in between. Find 3 more breaths in that sweet place. Coming to Shavasana now. So if you want to find your blanket or put your socks on, the thing is you want to be really comfortable when you move into your Shavasana. And how about we take a moment to hydrate and take a sip of water together. Cheers. Here's to staying hydrated and healthy. So anyone who is at the Sunday night, our Sunday morning practice, at Power and Grace last week might have been treated to Neil on the harmonium, and we were followed a beautiful restorative practice of sound healing with Andrea, all after an amazing vinyasa flow, and Neil performed a beautiful version of Baba Hanuman that will stick with me, I know, forever and be part of my Shavasana consciousness for all the time that I get to practice and beyond. And so we'll close honoring the energy of this beautiful space and the souls who have created it for us, and all beings everywhere living happy and free abundance for all. I invite you to curl up under your blanket and let the beautiful sounds of Baba Hanuman wash over you as we stay in Shavasana for a moment or two. Get comfy. I've got my blanket and my bolster. I love my bolster. I'm going to join you for this one. that you created this sense of well-being just by getting on your mat today. And it's here for you every day, anytime you need it. Just call on it. Create it. It's a breath away. Making your way back up to your comfortable seat. Whenever you're ready, take your time. Nobody's watching. Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me live at Power and Grace. It's been an honor and a privilege to be in your